It was a very big year. It was busy, but busy's good. Racked up nearly 100 race days, which is a lot in pro cycling. But I'm really happy with it. I didn't really get the win that I was hoping for. You know, so I set out at the start of the year really hoping to win a race, but that didn't happen. But no, it turned into a massive year, and riding the Tour de France was really special, and of course the Olympics, and then the cherry on the cake was the Vuelta. Cracking 10th place was something I never thought would happen, especially at the start of the race when I was there as a worker, and then Stevie crashed out and sort of got the opportunity to show what I can do, and happy I took it. Yeah, it's been coming. I think I've always had the engine for it, or the ability. I've always gone close. You know, last year I had I think the last half of the year was really building for me, and I had almost the same level, but just not the opportunities, and that sort of set me up for the team to put some faith in me this year, and it started at Tour of California, and getting the leadership role there, and I was third in the Queen stage, and finished up 7th, and that kind of, it's a momentum sport, and then after that I got the chance in the Dauphiné, which I had a really good ride, and that earned me a spot in the Tour de France, and then yeah, it's just a case of opportunities. Whereas last year I was always working, always getting the water bottles and pulling in the mountains and things like that, and yeah, a sort of a chain of unexpected and unfortunate events for my teammates led to me being the leader in a lot of races, and that really helped me get the results, and I hope now that they've got a bit more confidence in me and I get that chance a lot more. In hindsight, I think the Tour de France was a huge highlight. At the time it wasn't that enjoyable, it was pretty stressful, pretty crazy, and very difficult. Olympics was of course something really special as well. I mean, the race itself didn't work out well for me. So yeah, I think those two things were the highlights in terms of like new experiences. But yeah, the Vuelta finishing 10th, crossing the line in Madrid, being in the top 10 in the Grand Tour that was definitely a pretty special moment, and one I'll remember for a long time. Yeah, that was one of the. That was not a good crash. I think I suffered from that for a long time actually. Sort of did a bit of damage, cracked the old helmet in half, smashed my teeth up a bit, and I think had a little sleep in the bush there for a minute or so. And actually the days after that I was really bad. Actually, had serious headaches, and you know, wasn't allowed in the light rooms and things like that to sit and not watch my laptop, and basically nursed myself through for 4 or 5 days, and now I started coming right, and any other race you'd go home. They would have sent you home directly, but I sort of, Tour de France is something you don't want to leave unless you're basically in a stretcher. So yeah, it was a crosswind day, so when there's crosswind in the Tour de France, it's the scariest thing you ever do. Everybody's stressed, and when the crosswind, it means the wind's coming from the side, and everybody knows they have to be at the front, but there's 200 guys and only 20 guys can fit in the first 2 rows, and everyone's trying to be there, and just absolute, you know, bottleneck, and you're sort of riding with half your wheel off the road, and some guy, little crash in front of me actually in this case, guy crashed in front of me, nowhere to go, got like smoke from the inside and off the ditch and head first into the ground. I crashed, looked up, and there was a medic there, and I thought, shit, that was pretty fast, but turns out on TV it actually took them a minute to get up to me, and it sort of all just seemed to happen in a second. But yeah, it's the Tour de France, and nobody gets through the Tour de France without crashing, and I think I got away pretty lightly considering how hard I fell, and I think also that was the only stack I had in the whole tour, which is pretty crazy considering a lot of guys were pretty much skinless by the end of it. Yeah, my girlfriend's back here now, so she was over in Europe with me, so I spent a bit of time, you know, just relaxing and enjoying Nelson with her. And I've had 3 weeks completely off the bike over in Spain. Didn't touch the bike and did all the things that normal people do for a month. And I'm slowly getting back on the bike, but it's definitely lost a bit. I'm not moving as well as I was a month ago. But it's nice, you know, being back here and doing a bit of mountain biking and getting out and doing some of the club rides and things like that. And then I think I'll build up and do nationals in January, Tour Down Under, and then yeah, I haven't discussed really what's happening next year. Still working out if it's going to be Tour de France is the best option and things like that. But I think I'd like to go back to the Tour and see what I can do again there. Yeah, absolutely. The team's been awesome. you know, I was in a pretty bad spot when they signed me. The team at the time had folded, and I was left without a team. And they picked me up as a mountain helper, and they've really put a lot of energy into me and a lot of development work. And it's, you know, over the last 2 years, it's really paying off. Difficult at times with the Dutchies. You know, we only speak Dutch in the team and on the radios and in the meetings and things like that. But it's also good. It forces you to learn another language. And but they're really good guys, and I think you know, I've signed 2 more years with them. And it wasn't really a tough decision. You know, Nina didn't really come down. You know, we don't have a big budget. They can't. You know, but you have to decide if you take money or you take the development path. And I think, for me, I'm still growing, and it's best to stay with these guys and you know, try and see what I can do and reach some potential.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, good.
And you're going to change your name to George Bennett any
No,
day?
none of that. Georgeka. Gorgeous is the main one now. And that's all sorts of Dutch names, but mostly just Jonge.
What's that? Young
Just boy. Yeah,
boy.
Jonge.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah, Jonge. Yeah, I just want to say a massive thanks to everyone back here. It's I know bike racing happens at odd hours in the morning for people back here in New Zealand, especially here in Nelson, and the amount of people that are following it and sending me messages, and the club and the bike shop here, you know, the Red Boys here and Village Cycles, and it's just been, the amount of support's just been really, really overwhelming. Actually, it's been super, especially around the Olympics and the Tour de France, and that makes a huge difference for me when I'm over there, and when I'm lying down in a ditch with a sore head, you know, you sort of get back up because you know people at home are watching. So, yeah, thanks for that.